Late night video here from Bangkok, Thailand after a very exciting one championship event over there in Singapore. Quick recap of what happened in case you missed it or if you just saw a few highlights, because a few of those highlights made global news. One is doing a good job here getting the world excited. So let's just jump right into it. It was a card full of highlights. Even the prelims were really interesting in my opinion. The first prelim fight, lightweight fight between Rahul Raju and Richard Cominal. As I said in my preview video, Cominal kind of like the gatekeeper these days. He can have good showings, but maybe it's not enough anymore to at least climb to the mountaintop, but of course still a very capable fighter. Got the submission victory in a very convincing fashion, sunk in the choke and took him out. Very deep choke, and Rahul Raju is just a monster when just looking at his physique. So that obviously was a very tough choke, and Cominal couldn't defend anything anymore. The second bout then was the first bout that saw some slight change to the fight card, since Brown Pinas got a late call to fight Daniel Dawson, and it was a back and forth fight, like I also said in the prediction video. And I have to mention this a few times that I was right in my prediction videos, because all my predictions for the main card then went out the window. But here in the prelims it kind of helped. So Brown Pinas, very powerful, very dynamic fighter, trains here in Thailand, went after Daniel Dawson, but Dawson, nicknamed The Rock, definitely held his own, more than that actually, because he got the decision win after 3 rounds, split decision though, so it was very close, 2-1 rounds for 2-1 judges for Daniel Dawson. Very close fight. I thought Brown Pinas might have done enough to get the victory here, but it was a very close fight, so there is nothing to complain about. Two really tough fighters, lots of fun, very powerful, energetic. If you haven't checked it out, it was a really nice prelim fight. Then our Thai hope, Shannon Virachai. Also, like I said in the prediction, I was kind of hoping that he, even though I'm very critical of him, I was kind of hoping that he would pick up the win here. He got submitted in the 3rd round by Yuri Lapicus. Won't take anything away from him, but it's just from a Thai perspective a bit sad to see Shannon Virachai slipping down the card, and it's a bit sad to see that maybe he's not making the right adjustments. I mean, he's obviously very capable and very dynamic, strong fighter if he wants to, but maybe change the camp or something. I'm not sure. Something needs to be done and get rid of those entrances, but it doesn't matter in this case. But yeah, so third round submission for Lapicus from Moldova, so congratulations here. And Shannon Virachai maybe really go back to the drawing board and start from scratch here. Then there was another a women's fight also on the card in the prelims. Mei Yamaguchi, the former champ, took on a replacement, Laura Berlin from Argentina, and well, Mei won via submission in the 1st round. She's just really good. She's still very good. She doesn't look like the prototypical MMA fighter these days, but obviously her skills are still there, and she's got the experience, and made quick process of Laura Berlin. Afterwards, they both showed a great respect to each other, which I really like. So they both wide to each other and hugged each other and showed respect, which is just nice to see. Then when we move on, one of the bouts that I said earlier I was waiting for in my prediction, the Featherweight Kickboxing World Grand Prix quarter-final between, sorry that I have to read here, Jabbar Askarov and from Germany Enrico Kehl, and I said I thought Kehl could get this victory here because he's just always moving forward, but in this case Askarov was walking him down all the time. There was a very impressive performance by Askarov. Heads up to Askarov here. Can't say much more. Spinning back fist, spinning kicks. It was a really nice fight. Kehl tried to hang in, obviously hung in, but Askarov, clear decision winner here, unanimous decision. Beautiful performance by Askarov, really strong showing. looking forward to seeing what he will do next. So congratulations, Chapa Askarov. Then we saw Gary Tonon back in action, undefeated in MMA in one championship. He took on Yoshiki Nakahara, and that was very fast. That was really, really fast for all those people who say in MMA leg locks don't work. Yeah, Gary Tonon disagrees. Few seconds in, grabs a leg, gets him down, sinks in the heel hook, and there you go. Winner Gary Tonon. Congratulations. Then next was Alex Silva versus the former champion Yoshitaka Naito. Quick back and forth, striking as well as on the ground. Eventually, Naito took the unanimous decision win after 3 rounds. It was really close, could have gone either way, but I think Naito definitely, in my opinion, did enough to get the victory here. Last fight of the prelims then was Smoking Joe Natavat from Thailand in the Kickboxing World Grand Prix quarterfinal, versus Sasha Moiser, who was supposed to fight Dawson but then got bumped up because Andy Sauer had to drop out. So Smoking Joe Natavat then versus Sasha Moiser, and Moiser did stay in there, but eventually then got stopped in the 3rd round, in the final round, by Smoking Joe Natavat from Thailand, who by now might be one of the favorites in this whole quarterfinal, World Kickboxing Grand Prix. More on this in a second, because then the main card had some really big surprises when we go to the Kickboxing Featherweight Championship. So Smoking Joe advances to the semi-final. Then we saw the main card kicking off with Dejtamrong Soa Amnuya Sirishok. Even though he's from Thailand, I still have problems with the whole name, because we only know him as Krurong, who's now fighting out of Evolve MMA in Singapore. Already 40 years old, he's been there forever. He has like more than 300 Muay Thai fights, and he took on the newcomer from China, Miao Li Tao. And like I said in the prediction video, Miao Li Tao in his last fight, he made quick work of his opponent. This time Krurong hung in there for a bit, but eventually Miao Li Tao was just too strong. He pushed Krurong around and then connected with some really powerful shots, took Krurong down, and lights out. Knockout there in round 1 for Miao Li Tao, and maybe Krurong should focus now more on teaching, passing on knowledge, because he certainly got a lot of this, but maybe not fight that much anymore. I don't want to say that. You don't want to tell people to retire, but at 40 years old and with now a few knockout losses, maybe it's time to focus more on teaching and passing on knowledge, or at least take a longer break and recover, because that knockout was really nasty. Afterwards we saw Kim Kyu-sung from Korea versus Gehe Estacio. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. And actually, it's my new favorite fighter is Gehe Estacio, because he came out to the song Kung Fu Fighting. Everybody's Kung Fu Fighting. I like those cliches and stereotypes sometimes, so that was quite funny. So he got also the decision win after 3 rounds. It was a nice back and forth. Estacio got the first round in my opinion. Kim Kyu-sung made it more interesting then, because he had the reach advantage. He was way taller than Estacio. And in round 3, Kim Kyu-sung actually tried to go all out. He was even like yelling in the ring, like, yeah, bring it on. And then went forward, but Estacio had some nice spinning back kicks, like the typical Filipino wushu style. Kept him on distance and still was landing a few nice shots. So it wasn't enough for Kim Kyu-sung. Estacio with a good performance, kept the taller opponent outside, didn't let him connect as much as he wanted, and got the decision victory. So good job there for Estacio. Afterwards we saw Singaporean local hero Amir Khan versus the Black Horse from now on for every match that he's in, Saigit Gusyen Aslanaliev. I'm sorry again for mispronouncing the last name, but Saigit from Turkey, and he hasn't lost before, but still people sleep on him, and he dominated every single fight that he's been in, and it's just the same here. And just like all his other fights, first round knockout against Amir Khan, one of the best strikers and the best knockout artist in one championship history, who has the most KOs. Saigit went forward. Khan looks very shredded, however he's not big, so he looks lean, and maybe he's a bit too lean for this weight class. I'm not sure, but all the other guys he fights these days, they look bigger, more buff than him. Saget was able to actually keep him very easily away, just move him around in the ring and then connect with a few very nice punches, and got the TKO, the KO victory in round 1. So congratulations, Saget. He now moves on to the lightweight World Grand Prix final, which should be very interesting. I'm not sure who's gonna stop him, to be honest. Then the fight that the MMA world is talking about, welterweight. First fight for Sage Northcutt, the Wunderkind, Sage Northcutt versus Cosmo Alexander from Brazil, like a very decorated Muay Thai, former Muay Thai world champion, 4-time Muay Thai world champion, 3-time kickboxing world champion, Cosmo Alexander, and the bout lasted 29 seconds and then Cosmo Alexander knocked out cold Sage Northcutt. Who would have thought that? 29 seconds in, Sage is out cold. The 37-year-old veteran knocks out 23-year-old prospect Sage Northcutt. So now those fighters who came from the UFC to 1 are 1-2, with Eddie Alvarez losing via KO, Sage Northcutt losing via KO, and only Mighty Mouse Demetrius Johnson winning his first fight. Big surprise here, especially the way it went down. One punch connects and there he goes, face planted to the mat. Sage is out. Let's hope he can recover from this, and maybe one has to start to build him up again, give him some experience, and then maybe then throw him back in. Surprise! Another surprise then in the featherweight kickboxing World Grand Prix quarter-final. What a name! Yodsanklai Fairtex versus the boxing computer, right? Versus Sami Sana from France, and Sami Sana won a decision, unanimous decision. And even though I'm a big Yodsanklai fan, I can't really argue with that, which hurts me to say. Sami Sana just looked huge. He's like, I don't know, 20 centimeters taller than Yodsanklai. It looked like I don't know, the giant versus not a giant. It was crazy how much taller Sami Sana was. Yodsanklai was dwarfed by him and just couldn't find his rhythm, couldn't go against a bigger opponent like he usually does. So fair play for Sami Sana for using his length and edging out this decision victory. This upset was followed by the next upset, an even bigger upset, when Patch in the academy from Thailand, was fighting the boxing doctor, Georgio Petrosyan. Everybody thought, yeah, Yodsanklai will move on and then fight Petrosyan. Now Yodsanklai was out, and in the next quarterfinal, Patch took out Georgio Petrosyan, also via decision, split decision in this case, 2-1 for the Thai fighter. But he did a good job also. He kept Petrosyan in distance and then used clinch knee, because you're allowed to throw one knee in kickboxing, right? So got into the clinch, threw a knee, then they break, then keep him away with the boxing. Petrosyan couldn't show the boxing clinic that he usually does. Patch kept him away, then moved in, Thai clinch, or kickboxing clinch in this case, quick clinch, one knee, and then break again. And that's what he did very, very well, and deservedly won the decision, and now he moves on into the semi-final. Congratulations. Then next up was the lightweight kickboxing world championship between Nicky Holzkin, probably the favorite, against Reshan Ersel. Now I finally know how to pronounce his name. And it was a unanimous decision win for Reshan Ersel, and he put on a show. Holzkin stayed in there for 5 rounds, of course, and showed some nice spinning back kicks to the liver, like he always does, but didn't connect that well this time to Ersel's liver. He was protecting it very well. And then Ersel is also way taller than Holzkin, so it's strange how this works in those weight classes, because they didn't look that different in size in terms of how pumped or bulked they were. But Ersel just way taller, and he was just throwing knees all the time, going forward, left, right, then knee to the face, connected to the chin quite a few times. Even had a knockdown with a jumping knee against Holzkin in round 4, I believe. So Ersel definitely unanimous decision victory, totally okay. And now the new lightweight kickboxing world champion for 1. Congratulations, Reshan Ersel from the Netherlands. In the main event, we then saw champion Shinya Aoki, lightweight world champion Shinya Aoki, versus Christian Lee, the younger brother of Angeli Lee, who's only 20 years old. And I was a bit critical before of Christian Lee, not Actually, not of him, but of how one championship is trying to push him and use him, just because he's the younger brother of Angela Lee and he looks like awesome and he's jacked and handsome and funny and cool. So he fought against his actually mentor Shinya Aoki, who trained with him and who showed him tricks. And in the first round, it looked like every other Shinya Aoki fight. Aoki went in, ducked the punches, grabbed the legs, took him down, ground and pound, and elbows to the forehead. But Christian Lee could scramble, could move around, then try to move into submission positions by himself. But Aoki countered those, had an armbar in, where we thought, okay, that might be over. But Christian Lee didn't tap. He was defending the armbar, turned it around, moved around. Aoki stayed on top of him for basically the whole round. Only the last 20 seconds or so, then Christian Lee could actually escape, and then they were stood up again. Apparently this took lots of energy also out of Aoki, because in round 2, as expected, then Lee was coming out saying like, okay, let's bang. Defended 1 or 2 takedown attempts very well, and then just went forward. Aoki was moving backward, not connecting. Christian Lee was connecting left-right. Hit Aoki. Aoki stumbles backwards. Christian Lee gives him one more for good measure on the way down, and then that's it. TKO, a KO, second round. New lightweight world champion from Singapore, Christian Lee. Congratulations, and good on you for making me shut up and swallowing my doubts that I had before. Aoki then afterwards, they both hugged each other. Aoki was celebrating Christian Lee, was saying he deserves it, he's the new guy on the block, he's happy that it was him who took the belt from him, and he was sure that Christian Lee will defend his belt, and so very, very respectful, very nice. Well, the first round was really tough for Lee, and Aoki showed what he can do. Lee, however, and props for him, was not going out, was defending everything very well, and once it was stood up, you could see he's the stronger guy. He's 16 years younger. He's the future, and I mean, he didn't. I don't want to say it's lucky punches or something like this, because obviously it's measured. I would have liked to see Christian Lee have to show a bit more than just this quick knockout, but I mean, it happened how it happened. So congratulations for connecting those punches. Well done there. Very quick stoppage, but Aoki didn't protest in the end. So, and if he wouldn't have stopped it there, then Lee would have just landed 2 more punches, and then that would have been it anyways, probably. So it's all good. Congratulations, Christian Lee. Well done. And now the Lee family has 2 champions in it. Let's see when we see his sister Angela again. But for today, it's all Christian Lee, the warrior. Congratulations for his first World Championship in this new weight class. Well done. Overall, this was a fantastic card. Lots of upsets. Not necessarily all that I'm happy about. Looking at you, Yod. However, well deserved most of the time, with some really big surprises. Sage Northcutt, Yodsanklai, Georgio Petrosyan, Shinya Aoki losing. That shows MMA is unpredictable, and I hope that everyone who tuned in for the first time enjoyed it, and stick with One Championship, stick with this channel, because I will try to have more previews, reviews, recaps, hopefully in a better studio with a better quality camera and better microphones. Until then, stay tuned, and enjoy your weekend.